What is going on, guys? It's CWGaming. I'm bringing you a brand new series to the channel, and in today's video we will be rebuilding an NCAA team, and that team, as you see, is the Michigan State Spartans. So basically how this is going to work is we're going to jump into NCAA 13 because NCAA 14 is incredibly hard to find on the Xbox 360. It's a long story there, but Season 1, we're going to get right into it, and we're going to have 4 seasons, maybe 5, it depends on what the team is, what their situation is. We're going to do 4 or 5 seasons to bring them as many national championships as we can. And so recruiting on this game is a little different than 14, so it was definitely a challenge for me to be able to do that. So Season 1, we're playing Boise State Week 1, but before we get into that, in Season 1, here is our recruitment board. So these are all of the guys that we're going to go for this year. I didn't do a team needs or anything like that. I just decided to go ahead and show you the recruitment board. And at the end of year 1, we finished 9-3. Number 12, 9-3. It's not awful. That's just our first year though, so we have plenty of time to get better and recruit more. So our losses was Notre Dame. Notre Dame beat us 31-27. It was pretty. I mean, that was probably a game that we were going to lose. We beat Indiana. We lost to Iowa pretty bad, but we beat Michigan in the rivalry game, and we beat Wisconsin. Nebraska beat us, finished 8-0 in conference, and we beat Northwestern and Minnesota. So we won the games we were supposed to win, and we lost some of the tough games. So I mean, that's pretty expected, and that's kind of the formula that you need, is win the games you're expected to win, and then maybe you can knock off a team that you weren't supposed to win. And I think we did that pretty well. McDonald, our QB, played out of his mind this year. He played pretty good, and we had 2 running backs split 800 yards. So that's not bad at all that we were able to get that much production out of not 1 but 2 guys as well. And we have one of those guys coming back. So you see here, we're in the Capital One Bowl against LSU, who finished 7-2 in conference, 10-3 overall. And so it's a pretty even matchup, but we did end up losing that game 27-17. So it was a little rough. We wanted to cap off year 1 with a bowl game win, but we couldn't quite get that done. And Nebraska beat Notre Dame in the championship 14-10, which were both teams that beat us. So honestly, not that bad. And we have 3 guys right here that are gonna declare, and we're gonna try and get them to stay. And we end up getting the first guy to stay. And so now we're gonna try and talk in McDonald to stay. McDonald's our starting QB. He played pretty well for us this year, and so we got McDonald to stay, and we got some guys here. This freshman wants more playing time, and so I promised him 6 games, but he didn't want to, so he's going to UAB to transfer. So we got our QB to stay, and our tight end to stay, and our left tackle to stay, and then those are the guys that are graduating. So I think we'll be okay in the recruiting end of that, of replacing them. And so NCAA 13 is a little weird. In the offseason, you get 5 weeks to recruit, and then it's signing day. So this took a very, very long time for me to do, so I'm not going to show all of it, but this is week 1, and these are the guys that haven't signed anywhere yet. And so basically what you do is you get to call them, and you have a certain amount of time that you get to call. So you have like 10 hours to call, and each call you can make is an hour. You can make 1 call that's an hour, 6 minutes, or 6 conversations in an hour. So you see 1 topic, 10 minutes, and you can do that. And see, I did 5 there, and it took off a certain amount of time on my hours. So it's similar to 14 in the aspect is you get a certain amount to do something with, and you have to decide how to split that up. And so this is me trying to decide who we need, who is still undecided, who has us as number 3, number 2, and it was kind of difficult because you want to get everybody you can. And so like this guy, the cornerback 3, I threw 6 topics, 60-minute combo on him, and he's going to shoot up from 3rd. So that's kind of what we're doing here. Is just trying to get some guys interested in trying to lock them up at the end of recruitment. So at the end of recruitment, we fast forward to signing day. Here's our class. We got the 15th ranked class. 6 4-stars, 16 3-stars, a 2-star, and 2 1-stars. And one of the 1-stars was a 70 overall fullback. I'm not sure why he was a 1-star, but he was. And so yeah, we did get a 1-star. But it was only up from here. And so we got a QB, some defensive guys, and athletes. So our class was okay. We got some good numbers. We're 15th ranked, so we got a good base to build on in year one, and we'll only go up from here. So after training, our senior QB, Michael McDonald, is up to a 96 overall. Our linebacker, halfback, those guys went up 4. Our left tackle went up 5, as you see there. So we got a lot of 90 and over overalls, and so I think I'm feeling good about this year, and so we're going to skip to recruiting on year 2. So in year 2, this is our team needs on the offensive side. We just need a few tackles, a kicker, and probably a quarterback, running back here and there. But our defense needs a lot of work, and so we need a lot of defensive guys, and that's what we're going to be working on in this year's recruitment class. So I'm going to speed this up for you guys, and you can sit around and watch this if you want, but if not, I'm going to go to season 2 after the speed up. So I'll see you guys in season 2.
Audio Jungle.
Here's season 2, week 1. We're ranked 15th so far, which is pretty generous. We'll see how our recruitment class comes in, how McDonald will play this year, and we will get into year 2. So welcome back to year 2. We finished 10-1, number 5 overall, and we are playing number 2, 11-0 Wisconsin in the Big Ten Championship. So this is a huge game for us. We're only in year number 2, and we played phenomenal this year. We'll check out the stats and who we beat and what the score was. We'll check that out after bowl game, if we, when we make it and all that. So we'll get into the conference championship and see how we did there. So we simmed the conference championship, and we beat Wisconsin 35-31. So we ended up winning that game, which was crazy. As you see here, we won the Big Ten Championship. We got the trophy added, and we are excited about that. And I simmed to the bowl, and we made the national championship against Washington. And so we're actually going to play this game since it's our first one. And so you guys can get some gameplay in here. And this game, I'll tell you right now, was absolutely crazy. This was probably the craziest game I've played on NCAA, as our running back runs into the end zone, he gets tackled and scores a touchdown. So we're up 7-0, and McDonald's going to step back. He airs one up to the end zone, and it is caught. And Michigan State, we take a 14-0 lead, and McDonald's out here breaking records. So it's 14-6. Muhammad, who's our tight end, has a nice reception, and we are driving again in the first quarter. So McDonald's makes a nice throw. McDonald, and he throws a touchdown there. So this is looking like a pretty big skunk until halftime. Washington comes up 28-1 on us. Our defense just could not stop them. McDonald to Cotton, and that is a touchdown, and we tied up. And after halftime, I mean, it was trading blow after blow after blow. We would score, they would score, we would score, they would score, and so it's going to be like this for the rest of the game. And we're down by a touchdown again, and McDonald deep in the end zone over the linebacker there and scores a touchdown. So McDonald again on a slant to Dunbar. Game is tied once again, and a new school record for school passing TDs in a game. McDonald broke that record as well. So we're down 49-56. Thomas scores a touchdown here, and with a minute and a half, we make a stop, and Washington has a chance to take the lead, and they kick the field goal, and it is good. So we're down by 3 with a minute and a half. We're going to see if we can drive down, waste some time. But that's not at all what happens. We take a safety. So Washington not only gets 2 points, but they get the ball back. And this game is looking pretty much over, but they scored and gave us the ball back with 50 seconds, which was a mistake. So we have 50 seconds. McDonald throws a deep ball, and it will be caught by Williams as he dives down for the catch. So 40 seconds, McDonald back to the end zone, and it is caught by Williams in an incredible game, offensive shootout. We score with 40 seconds, and so it's up to our defense to hold them, which we did. We got the ball back, we scored, and this was the prayer they sent up, and Coleman picks that off. And Michigan State, in our second year of the dynasty, wins a national championship. And these are our season stats. McDonald ended with 40 TDs, 4 interceptions, and 3 of those came in the national championship, by the way. And so we had a pretty good season. Like, honestly, this is one of the best seasons I've seen in this game. We played absolutely out of our minds this year, and it was awesome to see the sim and playing in the national championship. And so this is our schedule. The only loss we had was to Michigan, who we beat last year. So it was a little hard, a little difficult, but we took 1 loss. We beat Wisconsin in the Big Ten Championship, and that was enough to get us into the BCS National Championship and give us our first title of this episode. So these are guys that are transferring. This guy Cameron Nichols, a left guard, wasn't getting playing time, so we ended up trying to get him to stay. He said no. And then one of our recruits that we recruited last year said the same thing, and the cornerback, and they're both transferring to Toledo, I guess that is. But the rest graduating, moving on. McDonald finished as a 98 overall, and so he's projected first round in the draft. So I cut out recruiting and all that, go straight to year 2 signing day, and we actually, same thing as last year, pretty good class, not bad. So moving on to season 3, and we absolutely have to step up our recruiting game, and I believe that's what we did when we stood up our recruiting board. Getting into year 3, I'm not going to show that, but if you guys want me to slow down in the next episode, just let me know. I'm going a little quick here, but year number 3, we're playing Wisconsin again in the Big Ten Championship, and we took another dub against them, so they haven't been able to beat us yet. And season 3, we're already back in the Big Ten Championship, finished 11-1, and we'll do stats and all that later. But our QB is West, and he won the Heisman. And so I didn't go in the depth chart, which I probably should have for this year, but West was our QB, he's a junior this year, and he ended up winning the Heisman. 43 total TDs. He absolutely killed it in another national championship team, hopefully. And yeah, this is crazy. Year 3, we're already back into the national championship. And we played Arizona, and we have won back-to-back national championships. And it's crazy. We finished 13-1. We won another national championship, and this was our schedule. We lost to Oregon this year, so we went undefeated in conference, which was awesome. We beat Michigan 48-7. which we couldn't do last year, so that's awesome to see again. The only loss we took was against the Pac-12 non-conference, so I'm happy about that. On to recruitment, we have the #1 class in the nation. 2 5-stars, a bunch of 4-stars, and we're moving on to 3-stars as well. So an awesome class for us. We got an awesome QB that's going to be our QB for the next 4 years. We probably won't stick around to see him play, but it's going to be awesome to see him play. And we're going to jump right into recruiting. We're kind of skipping around, but I'm going to speed up this recruiting process. You can see kind of all these 5-stars that wanted us. So I'll see you guys in Season 4. So Season 4, we won the Big Ten Championship again against Wisconsin. They have not been able to beat us. And we're playing Boise State in the National Championship in Season 4. So this is our 3rd in a row. Hopefully we can win that. And we'll see what we can do against Boise State. So we won another BCS National Championship. That is 3 in a row. 3-peat for Michigan State. So it's safe to say that we created a dynasty here in just 3 or 4 short years. Michigan State wasn't a bad team to start with, and so honestly, we had a pretty good foundation to build on, and I believe we did that pretty well. Season 5, after winning so many national championships so far, I decided to do one more year, and we finished 7-5. And when we look at the schedule, honestly, like, Michigan finished 9-3 and won the Big Ten, our division of it. But you see here we lost to Bama, which wasn't really a big deal because that's not conference. But we lost to Nebraska, and we lost to Northwestern and Minnesota. 2 teams we should have won. And exactly what I was talking about earlier, you win the games you're supposed to win. We would have had 2 extra wins, and we would have been tied with Michigan in the conference. So we would have been 9-3 as well, and honestly, we would have made a good bowl game. Might have even had it out for the national championship, but that was with our freshman QB. So if we would keep going with this, we'd probably be really good again with the draft class we got, or recruitment class. But here we go with this series recap, or this episode recap. We finished 9-3 year 1, and then 11-1 after that, 7-5 with a Tax Slayer Bowl win, with all the national championships, the Heismans. There's our stats, and so this was awesome to see. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I got a lot of these coming out for y'all, and I hope you guys like it. Leave a like if you did, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.